There you go. Oh gosh, kicking my camera and stuff. For those who tune into this live stream, this live unboxing, I got a package from Ludo Ninja. Says, greetings from the Ninja board game studio where board games come to life. Brace yourself for an electrifying experience as we introduce you to our duo of games, Strategic Clickport and Dexterity Speedport. We're gifting you an exclusive product prototypes that will blow your mind from the team. I don't want to read that whole thing, but dude, look at this. This looks incredible. I love the way this is packaged with the Ethernet cords. This is so cool looking. So this, they sent me two games, Speedport and Clickport, and I believe Speedport is the dexterity board game, and then Clickport is going to be the strategic game. Interesting. Huh? Like a half and half box. Oh, I think there's two boxes here. That makes sense. We'll go ahead and take that one out of here. Morning, morning, morning. Morning. Let's see what's in this part. And this is the strategic game, Clickport. Hello. Chat. There you go. And then this is Clickport. Become the king of the server. Become the king of server. And this is, I guess, a more strategic version. Pretty cool. Comes with a bunch of Ethernet cords. So this was an interesting package that I received pretty quickly. So we got Speedport and we got Clickport. Kind of excited to try these out. We'll see what they are. They're gonna be on Kickstarter soon, so keep your eyes out open for this. Have not gotten a chance to play it yet, so I can't necessarily say what the game is like, but it looks pretty fun. Learn to play in 30 seconds. What? I could do that on stream. But first of all, I have to like unpack it. I love the way they package this. What's up, guys? Whoever's watching, I'm not sure who's there, but welcome. Sound off in the chat so I can see who's there. There's the red Ethernet cord. And let's get this blue one out of here. Yo. Hello, hello, hello. Alright, we got the blue one. And I know that this is the dexterity game. I know the other one is the strategic version, but I saw this one. I don't know why I gravitated to this one more than I did the first one. Maybe because it's the first one that I unboxed, but apparently you can learn this in like 30 seconds. Rules, how to play. Oh, it's right here. How to play. It's simple. Yeah, the packaging was very creative. I really enjoyed that. How to play. Take your server and 4 cables, put 1 pattern card on the table, lay out the pattern as fast as possible by plugging the cables into the server. The one who arranges the pattern first needs to shout Speedport. If the pattern matches, the pattern card goes to the player as a point. The game is played up to 5 points. Do not remove the cables from the server after the first round of the game. Oh, okay, so then you have to rearrange them. So then I'm assuming this is actually pretty cool. Now, as far as this game goes, like I said, this is going to be on Kickstarter. The version that I received is not the finished product, so you always got to remember that these are prototypes. So, for example, if you look at like the Speedport thing, you could see that it's like 3D printed, and so this is not the final product. Okay, this is just kind of like a prototype, so they could send it out and get you to play it as quick as possible. But oh man, I have a feeling this is going to be ridiculously satisfying. Hold on, let me see. Let's see. Please make that clicking sound. That's fantastic. Oh, I'm gonna love this game. And so then what you do is you lay out one of these cards, and then you've just got to rearrange these things so that they match the first thing like that. You take a blue one, and blue goes down here and up here. I can see how this can become tricky. There. And then so whoever does that first, this pattern, they get to take this. That's 1 point. And then you pull out another card, which I'm assuming they're face down like this, and you go boom. And so then I have to, all right, this is already in the right position, just needs to go down 1. This needs to go here, and then this needs to go down 1, and then yellow just needs to go here, and then blue needs to go here and here. Boom. And if I did that first, I take this and put it over here. Man, this is, I'm just gonna be honest with you, just playing this by myself, I can tell you right off the bat, this, if you like dexterity games, player count. What is the player count? 2 to 6 players. It comes with 6 speed ports. Plays with 2 to 6 people. A game takes about 30 minutes to play. It says ages 14 plus. I don't think that that's the case. I think you can play this with children who are younger. I'm gonna be honest too. I think kids with developmental things can like if you have like autism, like I have a nephew with autism, and I think he would love this. What's up, Nelson? Morning, guys. Just woke up. Yo, we gotta hop on and play some video games. I'm just looking at a prototype game that I got sent in. This thing is really cool, man. And also for people with maybe ADHD, this is like that type of game that's just kind of like, man, it's so satisfying. And then, you know, having to string these through and replace them, I already love trying this game out. I actually have some friends coming over in like an hour or two. Seems like you could create a solo variant. I know on like TikTok, they have that weird little bubble game where you pop the bubbles and then you push the back and it pops the bubbles back out. You know, like those little fidget toys that they make now. This reminds me of something like that, and I have a feeling that people with sensory things will definitely love this game, man. And I feel like this is just one of those like, yo, quickly move the things around. And the cool part is that you never take this out. So when the next round starts and you get a new card, somebody, even if they didn't win, is probably going to already be in a better position. Like right now, the green is in such a bad position. I would have to like relocate green over here and put that there. Then blue would have to go here. Then I have to take this part out, go over here. This goes down 1, and then this goes up 1, and then yellow would probably be next to the other one. Oh, the green is supposed to be up here, and then yellow goes together here. Like that. Done. Oh, but this is cool, man. I like this game. I hope I get to keep the prototype. I'm gonna keep it. This is actually really fun, man. And this is their dexterity version. There's a strategic version that's over here that I want to take a look at to see what that's like. But this is, I'm just gonna be honest with you, I feel like I might enjoy this game. I think there could be a really cool solo variant where you time yourself maybe, and And it's like, hey, I'm gonna time myself and see how many I can get in a specific amount of time, and then trying to beat that feels almost like a Rubik's Cube kind of thing. This is actually really neat, man. I'm so glad they sent me this. I don't have a ton of dexterity games. This would definitely be one that I would put in my dexterity list. Oh man, when does it? This comes out next year. This is gonna be an interesting game. So that's this one. That's Speedport. That's just the dexterity version. Let's take a look at the strategic version. I want to see what this one's about. This one, same thing. I think plays 2 to 6. This one, it seems you have a big grid in the center, and you kind of have like the same deal. But then there's like cards that you can do. 20 cables. Oops, it looks like the server is broken. You need to fix it quickly, but be careful with other employees. After all, you know how to do it, right? Wait, after all, only you know how to do it, right? You just need to arrange the cables in such a way. Hey, don't unplug my cables. Clickport is a, oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Hey, don't unplug my cables already made me go, yeah, I could see where this is headed. Where it's like, I'm trying to put my cables in a specific place, but then somebody's unplugging them because you're all on a single board. Pretty sure these Ethernet cables are not going to work after all this. I was like, oh, I got some wiring I got to do after this. Let's see. This is actually pretty neat, man. Not gonna lie. Man, and the crazy part is I just had some family visit from out of town, and I was like, man, that would have been perfect to play with them if it only had come in a little sooner, because they had just left. Here's the rule book. Actually, the rule book for this, even though this is the strategic version, the rule book for this is actually not much bigger. And again, don't judge a book by its cover. This is a prototype, so this is not the actual final product. But it comes with the same deal, bunch of server cables, some cards, become king of the server, some extra cards, some little cubes, and a giant clickport, which goes on the table. Again, this is a prototype, so this is not the final product. One thing they absolutely will need to do with the final product, just for the company to know, and I'm gonna send them a video about it, is to put a back on this and to make it maybe rubber, or what is that material, the neoprene on the bottom, just so that way it doesn't slide. Because like I put this on my table and it's very slippery. Or maybe that's part of the game where it's just kind of like you're pushing this thing around, but I could see that becoming an issue when you're trying to plug things in and it's like sliding around the board. But yeah, this is pretty cool. So with this one, let's see. Game setup, place the board in front of you so that everybody has access to it. Use half the board if you're playing 2 to 3. 4 to 6, you use the full board. And then it says, lay the cables in a place accessible to all players. Use all cables if you're playing with 6. Shuffle the layout cards and deal 1 to each player. Layout cards. Shuffle the layout cards and deal 1 to each player. What's the layout cards? Is that C? Okay, so it says shuffle the layout cards and deal 1 to each player, but it says like pattern cards, so I was getting a little confused there. Shuffle the action cards and place 1 card of each color in a spot next to the board visible to each player. Each player receives 9 1-tier, what are those, I-tiers? And the game can start. Game begins with the person who was the last to install the antivirus program. The movement continues in a clockwise direction. Player's turn. Players cannot skip their turn. If a player cannot perform an action for any reason, the game ends. Oh. 3 actions are available to each player in his turn. Player can choose only one of those actions. Remove any 2 plugs. Oh, plug a free plug into an unoccupied port. Make the platform a little more heavy. That way, if you make a mistake and need to unplug it, the board won't lift as much. That's true too. That might be a good way. That's a good suggestion. This may be an available plug of cable. Remove any 2 plugs connected to the server. Spend required amount of eye tears to activate one of the action cards by placing the amount of tears needed on the action card. Goal of the game. The objective of the game is to arrange a pattern of cables according to the pattern card. The player who completed the pattern needs to say it out loud and reveal the pattern card. Oh, so everybody gets their own pattern card. So they have to try to arrange things for themselves somewhere on the grid. The player who completed the pattern needs to say it out loud. Then it's time to check his combination. So this one's a little bit more of a slower paced version, where it's like on my turn, I'm allowed to like plug in like one of the wires, and then it goes to the next player, and then they're allowed to either plug in one of those wires, or they're allowed to unplug 2 wires. That would be pretty interesting. So I could see this one actually being pretty cool, man. Like it's like for me, this one seems like a slowed down version. The other one seems a little more frantic and hectic. This one seems a little more calm and collected, where you're just kind of sitting. You got different action cards that you can use that have different abilities. And I'm sure that through playtesting and things like that, those abilities will, those are probably not the final product, but again, this is pretty cool, man. Like, I think this was a really good idea. I love the mess of cables. I worked around electronics long enough to know the feeling of just having so many wires everywhere. So this seems like it'll be a pretty cool game, man. I'm actually excited to get into this. I'm gonna go ahead and learn the game properly, go through all the rules, make sure I understand it, and then play it with some people. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it'd be pretty competitive. I think it's gonna be pretty interesting. Let's see how it ends up going, and get a couple of people to come over and play some games, and then figure out from there whether or not this game is for you or not. Most of the time I'm just trying to figure it out if it's for me, because it's one of those games. It's like, ooh, do I want this in my collection? I have like a collection where the games that I really love, they make it to like the big shelf, and then some of the other ones go to like the lower shelves, or the back shelf in another room. But who knows? Let's see how this game goes. And I want to thank Ludo Ninja for sending this out. I'm doing a live stream just to unbox and show the game off, and then this should be coming to Kickstarter, so this will be a little bit of a promotion. If this game seems interesting to you and you looked at it and said, oh wow, you know, honestly this looks simple enough and quick enough that I might actually like picking this up, then look out for it on Kickstarter starting, I believe, in January. The prototype is actually pretty good quality already. Like, they've already done like a pretty good job with the prototypes, so I could see this producing very quickly. This is a game that you'll probably get to the table pretty quick after you kickstart it. So it doesn't look like the type that's like, oh, this is like a mega prototype and we're gonna take like 7 years to make this thing. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be one of those games where it's gonna be pretty quick to get to the get it to your home. But yeah, that's it, man. That was it for this game. That's 2 games, Clickport and Speedport, dexterity game. This one seems, I still have to play this one, see what it's like, but I went ahead and like played like a quick round of this, and this is actually really fun. I think Speedport is really good already. I can pretty much give a thumbs up on that one, and then we're gonna go ahead and see how this one plays out, and I'll get back to you guys on that. I'll create some videos. I'm gonna be contacting them, the company, to let them know that I took a look at them, and that's pretty much it, man. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate y'all. You guys have a great rest of the year. I actually took the week off just so I can play some games and enjoy my family who surprise visited me. But I will be producing my videos by next year. So happy new year to you guys. Love you guys. I'll see you guys later. Take care.